Hey everybody, and welcome.
Oh, hello.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
Yeah,
We're back.
and we're late.
It's been so long. We are late. And that's my
It's
fault.
not
That's
Will's
my
fault.
fault. I was trying
Blaine's
to...
like
I
in
was
his
doing
command
some
center. He's like, beep, boop, 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 beep. I don't understand why he's doing this.
I wanted
It's the
to
same
test
thing
out...
he says every week.
I wanted to test out some new stuff.
Yeah, he was trying to stream across
God
all
forbid,
platforms.
God forbid we have
He was trying to
nice
take over
things
everyone's
around
television
here.
set Joker style.
Joker style.
Look at me.
God forbid we try anything new. And I ran into a couple of technical
God did forbid it. You know what?
difficulties.
Thank you, God.
I ran into a couple of technical difficulties trying to start the TikTok live stream. So that's why we're not doing that one.
So what up, TikTokers?
No, we're not live on TikTok.
Okay, sorry. What do people
Just-
say on
just
TikTok when they
Twitch
go
and
live on
YouTube.
TikTok? Dicky Tack.
Oh my God. So
Just on your own time. This is his own time, technically, to be fair.
we posted those clips and they've gotten the views. But
They've gotten the views.
One of the
It's
things that I
really
didn't
gone to Blaine's
recognize-
head a lot.
Not at all. So we reacted to. We were just talking about this right before we went live.
We just laughed like idiots for like 3
we
minutes.
did. We were reacting to the
people were-
ending, and it's funny the people in the comments being like, "Oh, it's funny that the moment where they recognize it's the ending of One Battle After Another, which you recognize first."
I was the one who recognized it, and it's Jim Downey, and you
Which
didn't even
I
know it was
didn't know.
Jim Downey. And Jim Downey's the guy in the movie.
Why did I not know that? Who did? It's your fault for not telling me.
I
should've
told you it
me
was Jim
that.
Downey, and you're like, it's not Jim Downey.
I knew-
And then I was so focused at watching, I was like, I just did a little, yeah, it's Jim Downey. And then I kept watching because I wanted to see what they were doing.
I knew that once I watched for a little bit, I was like, oh, I guess it is Jim Downey. He doesn't have the mustache.
For all
I know of Jim Downey is that from that one clip,
exactly,
the Epstein clip.
from that one clip from
And he
Conan
has the
O'Brien's
mustache in
podcast,
that clip, and he has the glasses in
where
that
he's
clip.
lost a lot of weight, and he has
Yeah.
that's the only time in his career he's looked like that. Jim
Oh,
Downey has
interesting.
always looked like what he looked like in One Battle After Another, and
Yeah.
in that Conan clip from the Oscars, which is what we're talking about. We just walked into it like everybody's going to know what we're talking about.
And it makes it
live
makes it
streamed
so
the
much
Oscars, and there was
funnier.
clips from it.
We did.
that got like how many views, Blaine?
So we I posted a clip of us reacting to the cold open, and that got 400,000 views. And then I posted a clip of us reacting to the ending, and that's over 200,000 at this point.
Wow.
So
Good job.
yeah, we got. I mean, it feels really
Good job
cheap.
getting yourself out
It feels really cheap because it turns out the key to getting views is just take the most popular comedians in the world.
Not everyone needs a
and post them
podcast. It's like
online.
one of the most
is my
liked
favorite. I love
the
it.
most liked comment.
It's
'Cause
so
we're just-
funny.
That's the clip that Blaine posted of us just laughing. We
Right.
had like actual jokes that night that we could have posted.
I know, but like,
and yes, this is about as much as Will.
I knew that
when Will said he couldn't
because-
do it. I was like, maybe finally we can get a word in edgewise without your ridiculous chime in.
I knew that because Conan posted those clips on his Twitter feed, we wouldn't get slapped with DMCA if I like pulled clips off of the Oscars.
And explain to the
posted
folks
those.
at home what DMCA is.
I don't know what the acronym is, but
Wait,
it's
you don't know what
like
acronym is.
automatic. It's like automatic copyright protection, and so the Oscars, ABC is notoriously very litigious, and so they have a filing in set to the like YouTube and TikTok and being like, if anybody posts clips from this, thing, ban them. And so I don't usually
Ban them!
I don't usually want to post those kind of things because I knew Conan posted them, that they were free to post on social media, that we'd be fine. Okay. So that's why I posted those clips, and it is kind of just us laughing at
no,
things
it's
that
not
are
kind
funny.
of. That's what it is.
It is exactly that.
Except for me recognizing a man for who he is,
Right.
and Will also doing that, and you being like, "That's not Jim Downey."
I think the good bit of like original content moment there in the one that we were reacting to the ending is I think that people found it very relatable that we recognized halfway through, or you recognize first, that it's the ending of One Battle After Another. It's like funny to watch like other people just see how long it takes them to see. Like I said,
only 2/3 of a podcast, so you only have to like it 2/3 as much. Or if Will is your least favorite part, you probably like it more tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It makes the joke so much funnier, like god tier levels of funny, that it's Jim Downey, like in One Battle After Another. I never even, he can be. I never even noticed. I never even noticed that it was Jim Downey in the movie. And so it took me like people like were posting that in the comments of that video, and and I didn't recognize Mods Bantam current version of the medieval guard sees him. Mods
off with his chat access.
Speaking of Oscar stuff, there are so many movies that didn't get their flowers at the Oscars that it's really a crime. What are we saying about Boromir? Just watched the Martian and laughed out loud. Okay, I don't know how to read. About the
Elrond reference while
Boromir
because Sean Bean is in The Martian. Sean Bean is Boromir.
Oh.
And they make an Elrond reference in front.
I forgot that Sean Bean is in The Martian.
Yeah.
Martian, not a great movie.
Shut up. What are you doing?
Fantastic book.
What are we doing?
Fantastic.
What's going on?
Incredible book.
Did you see the Tucker Carlson impression on this?
Oh, yeah, that was so funny.
What are we doing? What's going on? That's the rule. That's the goal now. I say that to myself in my car constantly. If someone was sitting with me in my car for the past 2 weeks, they would have heard that's the rule, that's the goal now 1 million times. That's the rule. Like somebody cuts me off. That's the rule. That's the goal now.
That's the funniest.
Also, yes, Shannon Blaine is wrong about The Martian.
No, the Martian is fine.
Chat.
It's not
Sound off.
It's not bad. Blaine, if you don't like Project Hail Mary,
he's already seen it. We're going to see it again tonight. I've read the book.
I think we'll have to wait until next week to react to it.
Yeah, because I don't want him to. I don't want him to.
We're going to see it. We're going to see it.
I know they change stuff in the movie. They have to, but I want to.
I really, really want to read the book because I was saying before the podcast, knowing Andy Weir, like The Martian is incredible. Artemis, you saw Lord and Miller are talking about trying to do an Artemis movie.
I did see that,
which will be better than The Martian.
I haven't read Artemis.
It's so good. It's Andy Weir's best work. It is so good.
Say that fast.
Andy Weir's best work.
I mean, it was best work.
It is absolutely incredible. I highly, highly recommend Artemis. But having read The Martian, having read Artemis, I know that Andy Weir just gets all in the nitty gritty details of like the biology, the speculative biology.
Andy Weir gets all up in them details.
All up in those details about like the astrophage and Rocky's biology and like what his home planet is like.
Spoilers! Spoilers!
About what? That Rocky is in the movie?
Spoilers!
Have you watched the trailer?
Spoilers.
Okay, screw you. That's like Manuel. Manuel saying that you liked a movie is a spoiler to him. And so you can't say anything at all about the movie.
I understand that. I do understand that impulse because if certain people that I know, their general likes and dislikes and why they like things, if they tell me that they like it or don't like it, then it's not gonna skew what I think about it. But I'm going to go in either wanting to agree with someone's opinion or wanting to like disagree, and it's going to like make me think about it in a way that wouldn't just be like, okay, just let it wash over me and see what happens.
Yeah, I do.
Do you like the image of it washing over me, Blaine?
No. I do. I will oftentimes I don't want to listen to I don't want to listen to like reviews or like what critics have to say about a movie before I go into it. Even whenever they're like spoiler free review, I really like that. Oftentimes will like sway my opinion of the movie before I watch it. In the same way, like I don't like to read reviews for the same reason that I don't like to read the book before the movie, because whenever I'm in the movie watching it, I'm like constantly comparing it to either the book or the reviews that I read beforehand. Will can't be on the podcast, but he can be in.
Get him out.
Ban him.
Get him out. Cameron, get him out. Can Cameron do that on YouTube?
I don't know. Cameron's not a moderator on YouTube.
Cameron, get him out.
We need to fix that.
Get Will out of here. Especially since he went to go see it in IMAX, and so did you without me.
I like that Cameron is both in the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. We got to see it in IMAX.
Got a command
what
center.
Must have been incredible. I can only imagine. Oh, Robbie texted the Dune trailer in IMAX. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god! I already have the chant memorized.
Glad to see you guys too.
I'm so excited about it.
Get out of here! I'm about to do the SNL skit. Get off the shed to you.
Get off the shed.
Look it up after this. It's a Will Ferrell skit where like people are coming, like it's him and his wife, and people are coming over to their house, and he's like the dad at the grill. It's a shot. The shot doesn't change. It's just Will Ferrell in between like awkward small talk with this couple that's coming over for the first time. Hey, bud, I need you to get off the shed. Get off the shed, all right?
But you don't see the kid.
Robbie, Steve, get off the shed. And that's all they say. And it just keeps getting more and more. It's the Will Ferrell shtick that got so old for
I have
a little
to
bit.
get loud and angry. Yeah.
I will murder you! Sorry, unalive. TikTok, YouTube. That's what they said in the 90s. I'm going to unalive you.
It was also so loud. I don't complain about movies being loud in a movie theater. You're going to see it in a movie theater.
So loud.
You're going to go see it in a movie theater.
It was his audition. Will.
It
was part of his audition.
Oh,
so was
you wanted
lying on the floor and pretending like he was a cat, like picking things up and be like, look up Will Ferrell's SNL audition.
I'm a sexy cat. I know that quote where he's making fun of the baseball guy. Who is that? Like I know.
What are you talking about?
There's the.
What's going on?
I can't even remember that quote now.
Freak. I don't know.
Yeah,
let's just quote old Will Ferrell skits for the entire.
That I can't even remember. Anyways.
Do Paul and Robbie?
That's what I'm saying. Don't complain about movies in a movie theater being loud. You're going to a movie theater. It should be loud in the movie theater. And God forbid you go to the movie theater and the movie is too quiet.
That's true. I don't care about movies being loud in a movie theater.
I will almost walk out of a movie theater.
I do not like it when they don't have the mix right. Like, I should be able to hear the voices and the effects, at least in the movie theater. I know I can't ever hear it on my TV without a sound bar, but at least in the movie theater, I should be able to hear voices and effects. Yeah. Also, Shannon just reminded everyone that the people that Paul and Robbie got so pissed off at last stream were Shannon's sister and her husband.
Oh yeah,
they were just like
I forgot about that on the Oscars one. I felt so bad whenever we found out, just because we assuming that they were just like strangers who came into like.
They were like, I don't get the big deal with sinners, and we were like, what?
Yeah. And that can be a reaction that takes some getting used to if you don't know us. If you're not used to us being ridiculously critical of your
somebody
opinions.
Shares an opinion and you're like, I'm going to kill you, unalive. Sorry.
Nobody's making you say unalive. That's such that's the right wing talking point. That the reason why Tucker Carlson the imitation is so funny is because right wingers are like that. Like because one person did a thing, now that's a rule for the whole world. I'm pissed off that you're making me follow the rule.
I saw a movie called Hamnet. Yeah. Hamnet. Because we can't say Hamlet anymore.
Right.
They took the L and gave it to the GBTQ.
That impression was great, and I feel like it kind of
that guy on Jeremy on Dropout has been he's on
Dropout.
He's from Dropout.
Whoa!
He went from Dropout to SNL. It's a really big deal.
That is a really big deal.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I knew that. What's the girl that is new? Like I knew that she's kind of a big deal too because she was like kind of social media famous or something.
Or you talking about
the one that
Vic Michaelis?
Maybe the one that's in love with Bad Bunny in that one clip.
I don't know.
Remember, she's the principal, and Bad Bunny brings his son in, and the whole time she is there. She's supposed to recommend his son.
If you're talking about Vic Michaelis, is they them?
Oh, is it? I don't know. I'm sorry.
It is, but I don't know who you're
talking
about.
Will says Veronica.
Oh, Veronica. Yes, no, she's on, but she had her own thing. She had her own like YouTube channel or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. She was like an online content creator.
Yeah.
Before she got cast in SNL, which feels like a big deal as well. It felt like with this most recent cast, they were kind of like they were trying to push digital space.
And then the Cam, what's his last name? The black guy.
Young black guy.
He's from like Kill Tony, which sucks.
Oh, interesting.
And he's not that funny.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Sometimes those Kill Tonys are funny though. Like the ones where they
I mean sometimes they are, but I don't want to give any like.
I know he's a douche. But that
whole like scene is just not my thing.
Like Rogan
verse, so popular
comedy
now. Yeah.
No, the one where it's the guy that plays Dr. Phil is playing Joe Biden, and Shane Gillis is Trump, and they're like reacting to the.
I do like what's his name?
Those
Adam.
Are so funny.
What's his last name? Adam something. But he's the guy who does Dr. Phil. He has his own show as Dr.
God.
Phil.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So funny.
I like a lot of people that are on there. You know what? I like a lot of Shane Gillis stuff too.
Yeah.
But like the Kill Tony vibe that they're going for is just not my thing. I get it. it rises out of this, oh, we're not going to be censored, blah blah blah, stupid stuff. But I like what Anthony Jeselnik says about it. He's like, if you're a comedian griping about cancel culture, you're just bad at your job.
100%.
Like, people are in charge of what they think is funny.
Right.
And if they don't think you're funny, it's not cancel culture. It's just you're not funny.
Right. Yeah, that's such
if you said the wrong thing as a comedian, yeah, you push boundaries. You're saying things that, like, Anthony Jeselnik does not have like a PG show. He has horrible jokes about a variety of things. But it's not that you can't push the envelope. But if you say something that gets your whole entire career like undone, then that's not really the people who are reacting to its fault. I understand that there are things that. And
it's such an old man thing to be like,
well, you can't say what's the matter. We can't
world
say
has
this
changed,
anymore.
and people think and feel different things.
That girl
that
has
makes me
blue
angry.
hair.
Yeah, but I do feel like it's fun to see up and coming, like, completely unknown comedians on Kill Tony. Like, that feels like a cool thing that they give people. That like space.
Yeah, some people have come out of Kill
discovered.
Tony just because they were really good. Like, if they can stand up to all these douchebags like crapping on their set, then yeah, they're probably good.
Yeah.
Also eventually said by Seinfeld, right?
Yeah. So Jerry Seinfeld kind of came around on his whole position of like not minding cancel culture.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because he got kind of
canceled.
a lot of backlash for saying like, oh, you can't say anything anymore. What's the deal with the cancel culture?
Right.
And then he's like, it's not that bad. That was his like big, it's probably,
Yeah. Speaking of we weren't speaking of, but the
excellent
Oscars,
segue.
man. The Oscars,
speaking
man.
of what we were speaking of 5 subjects ago.
Here's a segue.
Cut, clip.
Stavros Halkias is hilarious. You know Stavros?
I know Stavros.
Is another really fantastic comedian.
Yeah.
And
he Oscar snub.
Was really surprisingly good in Begonia.
He was surprisingly good, but he was just Stavros. Like, that's why. Like, he shouldn't have. You think he should have got nominated for that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I just was surprised. Like, normally, like a
Shannon
comedian
did help Jerry Seinfeld's son rock climb. Like,
what the hell?
She was a counselor at a camp that his
Whoa!
son went to.
Oh my gosh, Shannon, you're
drop
famous.
some personal information about Jerry Seinfeld's son in the.
What was his address at the time?
At the time, he was a child. Blaine, what are you doing? What's going on?
Stavros Halkias was in Begonia. Begonia was an Oscar movie.
She said his name.
It's public record. People know him.
He's an adult now.
He was in an Oscar movie, and at the Oscars,
Begonia.
Several movies were very snubbed.
Yes.
They weren't even nominated for things at the Oscars.
Snubbishness.
Movies like
Snubbery.
Sorry Baby,
man.
Oh my god!
So this is one
of
of
my favorite movies of the whole year.
Like, I do, my cousin, not Shannon's sister, but my cousin Jess, will always like suggest things to me, and then I'll watch them 2 years later and be like, "Hey, have y'all seen this?" He's like, "I told you to watch this 2 years ago." That's how I feel about Sorry Baby, because I watched it when it first came out, and I told all y'all about it.
Really?
I did. We had long conversations about it.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
About how impacted I was by it. Because I have known several women in that exact position.
The sandwich scene?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's so like sweet and like honest for this guy, this complete stranger who doesn't know her, to like just be really vulnerable and try to like help kind of put her
Shannon's
together.
being really nice about getting us back on track here. Tell people why you think Sorry Baby
was snubbed, and it just first of all, I don't understand how it didn't get nominated for writing.
Talk about Sorry Baby.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, just say
Sorry
why.
Baby was snubbed. First of all, I don't know how it didn't get nominated.
What's the
for
movie
writing.
about?
The movie is about this
a woman in academia.
Right. She starts off as a college student. She's doing literature stuff. She's trying to like get a job as a professor. And her professor at the time, who's like grading her thesis, sexually assaults her.
And the fallout of that, and the rest of
the
her
entire
relationships
movie,
with the people that she was in college with, and how it affects everything, and her dealing with that.
Having to like unpack her like traumatic reaction to what happened to her, but also like being really frustrated with yourself for like she at one point it's like 3 years after the incident, and she like still it's like affecting her to the point where she's like hyperventilating in her car.
Of course, Lifetime. But also, it's sort of also a comedy, which is crazy.
It's so funny.
It's like one of the funniest movies I've seen recently.
Yeah.
And she, I believe, writes, stars, and directs.
Yes, she.
I don't know if she directs. I know she writes.
I know she
stars.
directs. I know she directs.
So then she wrote it too. She absolutely wrote it.
Whoa,
I know that.
Yeah, but unbelievable.
What's her name? I can't remember her name.
Ava Victor.
Yeah,
and I don't know how it didn't go up for writing, and how she didn't go up for Best Actress. She is incredible in that movie.
Right.
And I just, good God, and it's such a great. It's so hard to handle subject matter that is that weighty, to do it real justice and be hilarious and funny at the same time. Like, that's such a difficult thing to pull off.
It's one of the best movies
and she does it so well. It just is an incredible movie. I highly recommend people go watch it. That was a big snub. Another one is No Other Choice. Have you seen this one?
I haven't seen No Other Choice.
Park Chan-wook, who did Old Boy.
Old Boy.
Parasite is Bong Joon-ho.
Yes.
But Park Chan-wook did Old Boy. He did No Other Choice, which is about this like upper middle class guy who is like a foreman at a paper manufacturing factory.
Wait. Is it? It's not the Korean version of The Office?
No, it's not the Korean version of The Office, but it is a South Korean movie. And he's like the foreman. He like works like on the factory floor in this big like industrial paper manufacturing factory. And he gets fired, and it hits him really hard. His family has to like start saving their money and stuff. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll have a new job in 3 months." And it takes over a year, and he still hasn't had a job. And so he's like going to these interviews. He's not getting these jobs. He doesn't know what to do. His family's like is having to change their entire way of life. They're having to like give their dogs away. They're having to think about selling the house that they live in, and the house is like his family home from whenever he was a kid. And so he decides the most effective way to get hired, the only way that he can move forward, is by killing his competition. And so he makes the decision.
Spoiler!
It's not a spoiler at all. This is basic plot. He makes the decision to like figure out who are the other best people who are in the paper industry going for his job, and he just starts killing them. And it just is. It's such a great movie about like class, struggle between members of the working class instead of like struggling against like capital, who's manipulating us and putting us in the terrible situation to begin with. Like the people who are never hiring him like are very like faceless, like you never even really see them very much, but he goes and he determines to kill these people, and like you get these really beautiful like shadow box moments of their life and who they are as people, and he like has to destroy them like to be able to make himself useful enough to be able to get hired on by the people who own capital so that he can continue his way of life. And it's great. I don't know how that didn't get it for best direction. It is so unbelievably well directed.
John Wick Paper Company.
John Wick Paper Company.
Shannon said Randall Park, which I think is the guy who plays...
I don't know that.
Asian Jim in The Office.
Oh.
And then she said, "Sorry, I had some wine."
That's funny. And... Nueva Vogue. Have you seen that?
Nueva Vogue?
Nueva Vogue is French for new wave.
Oh boy.
And it's Richard Linklater who
Wayne's
did
got
Blue
more
Moon.
Pretentious over this conversation.
It's Richard Linklater who did Blue Moon.
Say something in the chat.
And
Richard Linklater, did more than Blue Moon, by the way.
I know, yeah. But I was really impressed that he did like Blue Moon and this in the same year. It's about the making of Breathless by Jean-Luc Godard at the beginning of the French New Wave movement.
Okay.
And but it's all shot like as a documentary of the making of the movie, as if
like
it's
eight and a half,
as if it's in the 1950s. And like if you put it on, it would be very difficult to not recognize that it's a modern day movie. It is so well made for the period. Like it just is incredible. And I don't know how that.
As someone who really likes movies,
for cinematography either. It was
that
great.
sounds awful.
It was really, really, really good. It was a great movie. Yes, the French New Wave. Anyways, there were just a lot of really great movies.
Meet the new wave, same as the old wave. You know what they say.
There were a lot of really great movies that didn't even get nominated at the Oscars, which is just a testament to how stacked of a year this was. I feel like this was a really, really great year.
I think it was
movies.
a really stacked year. There was a year a couple years ago. I think it was the Oppenheimer year where I was like, I felt the same way about how stacked everything was.
There are a lot of really great movies that from like older Oscars that I didn't watch that I've been wanting to go back and watch.
We should do an Oscars Best Picture rewatch.
Oh, I would love to do that because I saw like a content creator rank the last 10 Best Picture winners like in order.
Was Green Book last?
Yes, it was. But you know what his number one was?
What?
Moonlight, which I haven't seen.
You haven't seen Moonlight?
I know.
Well, first of
all, he was like,
who
what?
would rank that number one in the past 10 years?
Really? Over everywhere, Everything Everywhere? Like Everything Everywhere is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Who would rank that number one?
Oh, okay.
There are like 5 I would put over Moonlight. Moonlight was great.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's not like super standoutish to me in the past 10 years.
Interesting. Yeah, it wasn't like that for me either. Like I don't feel like I hear a lot of people talk about it.
Like I'm thinking about the last 5 years right now. So what do we got? We got One Battle After Another. We got Anora. We got Oppenheimer. Was before Oppenheimer. Let's sit here for a second while Blaine Googles something.
You're asking
Seems
me
really
to Google
common now for
things.
these huge wins on multiple levels for single films when there are so many great films out, like poor distribution or recognition, or what is the norm? So it's a political animal. It has always been, but it is really now. You have to spend a lot of money on campaigns.
Yeah, unfortunately.
For your movie to even get nominated, which is crazy. But it's like that with every award show now. They asked Sam Reich, like, on one of the Truth or Dare things on Dropout, which he's trying to get, like, more people aware of the whole Dropout community. Like, how much did you spend on the Emmy campaign for Dropout? And he was like, $50,000.
Jesus.
For, like, something
That's
as small
crazy.
as Dropout. Think about how much some of these other companies are spending.
Did they win an Emmy?
No.
Oh. That's crazy. They got nominated, though?
No.
Oh.
He spent $50,000 on the campaign to get nominated.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Anora was the last Best Picture winner, then Oppenheimer, then Everything Everywhere.
Everything Everywhere.
Then Coda. Remember
Okay,
Coda?
I do remember Coda. So Coda is one of those like super feel-goody ones, but it got me. I was fine with Coda being. That was like also not a super great year. I don't remember thinking anything should have won over Coda.
Dune. That was Dune years. Dune's year.
Okay. You think Dune should have won over Coda?
Yes.
Okay.
That was.
That was not
a great year though. We got like West Side Stories in there. Don't Look Up is in there. I never saw Belfast.
I guess I will accept the argument that Dune should have won over Coda. I forgot it was Dune, but at the time, like before Dune 2 came out, Dune was half a movie.
It was half a movie.
Dune was actually a third of a book.
Right.
But it was half a movie.
Right. And then before
it ends when he gets to the desert. It ends.
Right, yeah.
When he gets
it is like a kind of
Dune
abrupt
part of
ending.
Dune, it's over.
It is kind of an abrupt ending, and you definitely feel like I watched half a movie.
Right.
Which is so upsetting. Like, just make 4-hour movies again. I'd
be fine with that.
I would sit down for a 4-hour Dune movie. Like, yeah. I guess that is a pretty big gamble, and studios don't want to gamble anything.
So keep going. So we got Anora.
And then Coda, and the year before that was Nomadland, which, oh my god!
I still haven't seen Nomadland.
It's so good. It just is an unbelievable movie, Nomadland. What is her name? Dadgum. Main actress in that. Frances McDormand. Probably the best performance I've ever seen from her.
Wow,
because she's incredible.
Saying a lot because she's incredible.
She carries that whole movie.
It every movie she's in.
It is basically just her for almost the whole movie.
Find a conclusion. What are you talking about? You're talking about like Dune not having an ending. The first Dune not having.
Oh yeah, and even like Dune 2 is pretty open-ended still.
Yeah, because it's gonna continue apparently.
Which I'm so excited for. Dune
Yeah, it's
3.
gonna be great.
It looks so good. The like cool Maori.
Yeah, 4 hours is too long. Because Shannon can't stand still ever.
She's constantly vibrating.
No, that's not what I meant.
The like Maori chanting in the Dune 3. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The second and cinematography looks incredible.
Yeah.
Greg Fraser.
No, Dune, even Dune, I loved Dune 1. I was super excited about Dune 1. My only complaint about Dune 1 was it wasn't a complete movie.
Right.
I get that you can judge it technically, but I also get that people weren't like super stoked about voting for it for Best Picture because it's an incomplete story.
Yeah, I get that. Greg Fraser did the cinematography for Dune 1 and 2, and he's not doing cinematography for Dune 3 because he has to do some Beatles movie. And so
it's the Beatles movie that Paul Mescal is in.
Yeah, that one.
Which is going to be horrible. It's going to be bad.
So Linus Sandgren is doing, I think that's his last name, Sandgren.
I don't know.
Is doing the cinematography for Dune 3, who he did La La Land, First Man, gorgeous movies. And so I was really nervous about Dune 3 because...
Speaking of really killer endings, La La Land.
Because it's not Greg Fraser anymore. But some of the cinematography in the Dune 3 trailer, I think, is like peak.
This is what happens when Will is not here. We get down these rabbit holes, and he doesn't like make it interesting.
Yeah, we don't have a normie.
He's like, hey, well, let's talk about Brianna Chicken Fried, or what's her name?
We can talk about something relatable. Have you seen
Star Wars? Let's talk about Star Wars the rest of the time. No.
Have you seen the Afro Man trial?
Yes, have I seen the Afro?
It's
Randy
crazy,
Walters
dog.
is a son of a bitch.
the lemon pound cake song is crazy.
Pound.
Lick 'em Low Lisa is pretty misogynistic. Like
it is.
I get it. Like
that's not one of the ones
we're
that
making fun of cops.
That's not one of the ones that I sing in my car. But
it's pretty misogynistic.
Now that they've sued him for defamation and he's won,
right?
They had to go to court and
play it for that poor woman. She has to sit there in the stand and just listen to the whole song
and send video of her
as like a stenographer
so what happened,
putting it into the record.
What happened with the Afro Man situation? He was already like a rapper. Today, my aunt said Conan was which aunt? We'll talk about it later.
Don't rile him up, Shannon. Afro Man sings
Afro
because
Man,
I got high.
Because I got high.
Yeah.
But so they, to work. So that the county sheriff's department where he lives, suspected him of like kidnapping and like
narcotics trafficking and
trafficking, and so they like kicked in his door and like assaulted him and like arrested him.
Like they ripped open, like to enter his property, they had to push his gate open.
And
so it completely like stripped the motor on his gate. They used that battering ram.
They cut his like wiring on his security system.
Yeah, that was Lisa. Lisa was the one that disconnected the camera.
Why did you disconnect my? Anyway, so he makes all these songs about them using the footage from them breaking into his house.
There's the sheriff guy.
There's the sheriff. This kind of larger. He's going through the house with his gun, and he's like looks over,
does a whole double take.
Like, what? And he like stares longingly at some lemon pound cake on it. So he writes a song, "Mama's lemon." Made the sheriff want to put down his gun and cut him a slice. So he made a song about that guy. He made a song about, and then he took Facebook pictures of one of the other guys. And he's like, Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. And then the rest of the song is about Afro Man sleeping with Randy Walters' wife.
Yes.
And so in the
have you seen the testimony?
That's what I'm getting to.
Crazy.
That's what I'm getting to. So the lawyers,
I don't know.
The lawyers for the sheriff
maybe
I've been coaching them for it to be defamation. They have to assume that what he's saying
Before
is
you say
true.
This, we have to establish the fact that the cops upset by the fact that Afro Man put out these songs were like, "Oh, my reputation is tarnished by these songs that
That's
you put
what
out."
I'm saying
and
right
then
now.
They sued him for defamation.
That's what I'm saying right
sorry.
now, Blaine.
Okay.
They're suing him for defamation,
Right.
and so the lawyers have been coaching the cops to like really play up how this has affected them. So Pound Cake officers like, how has this affected you? He's like, they started calling me Pound Cake
at the office, at the sheriff's office.
People said thousands of Pound Cakes.
They're like putting it on his desk.
And then when they get to the guy who Afro Man says he had sex with his wife, he's like, "Do you?" Because they have to pretend like they think it's real, right? The whole defense is this is parody. It's free speech. Right. You can't do anything. You're public figures, and it's video from his house. He can use it how he wants to, and so they have to pretend like they think it's real. So the lawyers ask him a question: "Do you think Afro Man slept with your wife?" He's like, "I don't know." He's like, "I love her. I've known her since middle school. I trust her, but I can never know." He has to pretend. He has to pretend like Afro Man has actually had an affair with his wife.
I can't remember their last names, but that's how it starts off. The lawyer accidentally says,
Randy Walters.
What's Afro Man's last name?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
He like Mr. Richards or whatever, and he's like, does Mr. Richards sleep with his wife? And he's like, no, Mr. Richards does not sleep with his wife. Mr. Walters sleeps with his wife. He's like, oh yeah, sorry, I misspoke, but the way that you said that, you got like really angry about it for some reason.
My dong works.
Yeah, it's crazy. Mr. Walters sleeps with his wife, and then he's like weirdly angry at his wife.
He's like, my wife might have slept with Afro Man, and now here's the kicker. I didn't know anything about this.
Right.
I didn't know it at all until the cops sued Afro Man, and now everybody knows about it.
Talk about a Streisand effect. And Afro Man won.
It's my favorite absolute thing in the world.
It is
right now.
so funny. Afro Man won, and they dismissed all of their ridiculous defamation charges. Isn't it crazy that a cop? So the way that they got the warrant to search his house for narcotics trafficking and kidnapping was a confidential informant told police officers Afro Man is trafficking drugs and kidnapping people, and so they can go. Confidential informant is never named and have no clue who that person is.
Sure.
They can go with just by the word of a confidential informant to a judge and say, can we do a no-knock search warrant on Afro Man's house? And they can bust down his door and rifle through all of his stuff and steal $5,000 of cash.
Oh yeah, they took his
out
money.
of his home. Yeah. All on the name of some mysterious crackhead, probably, that they're arresting on the street.
Wow, racist.
Who said the confidential informant is black?
I didn't say what color it was at all.
I said crackhead, and you immediately thought about race.
I didn't say what race he was at all. You're the one who just assumed crackhead. Yeah, what if we took, like, accusations of, let's say, child sexual assault against the president as seriously as they took this confidential informant's information about Afro Man?
Yeah. Yeah. Wild. And it is such like deserving justice that he is free, and he like walked out of the courtroom being like, this is a victory for the people today. And he like the whole time the whole trial is in this like American flag suit.
He's in an American flag suit, and that's one of his lawyer's defenses. He's like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, look at this guy right here. Look at the suit he's wearing. Would you assume that anything that this man says should be taken seriously? And Afro Man sitting there like, yeah, what?
And the jury came back like 5 minutes. Like they were unanimous.
Well, and the dumbest thing they could ever done is put Afro Man on the stand, because the stupid lawyer for the cops was like, asked him all these questions. And he's like, do you think that you should have affected these officers' lives in this way? He's like, do you think they should have kicked down my door and stole my money and cut my... And it's like, no, wait. Stop saying the stuff that they did.
That was incredible. It was so funny. I didn't know anything about it until a coworker was like, oh, did you see Afro Man got off? And I was like, who's Afro Man?
Yeah.
And then they're like, you haven't heard Lemon Pound Cake? And I was like, I guess I have to look this up.
It's like it's the tune of Under the Boardwalk.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mama's lemon pound cake.
Yeah,
It
is
tastes
so
so
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Makes the sheriff wanna put down his gun and
Cut
cut him
him a
a
slice.
slice.
Oh, so good. Also,
Yeah.
Will's not here,
Okay.
so we can talk about him behind his back.
Oh,
That's
what?
not true. That's not true.
He's on the chat.
Kevin.
Apparently.
Kevin,
What?
did you see we lifted sanctions on Iran selling their oil?
Yeah.
What? So the solution now
Is-
for every foreign enemy in the world that wants sanctions relief is to not work with us diplomatically, is to start a war.
Because they're like, oh, gas prices go up
Right.
when we bomb all the gas?
Iran is exporting more oil now than they were exporting before the conflict even started.
Blaine, you're going to make them bomb the rest of Karg Island because they only bomb military institutions right now. And now Iran's like, we're going to close the whole thing if you do this. And Trump's like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Do you remember that John Mulaney sketch about the horse in the hospital?
Yeah.
And he's like, there's a hippopotamus in the hospital down the street.
Yeah.
And he's like, I will stomp on you so hard with my hooves right now. You don't even want to see how big and massive my hooves are.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what's happening.
That's what's
right
happening.
now.
So it was a joke when John Mulaney was doing it, though, because it was like, oh, yeah,
How ridiculous.
how crazy is it that Trump is our president? But now it's actually
Right.
literally insane
Right.
that this man is running the country. What's more insane is that people are defending his every
There
mind-bogglingly stupid decision
are a
that
lot
they
of
were
people.
against
5
months
seconds ago.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, the whole reason why they voted
They
for
ran
him.
on
he's gonna
Kamala's
bring
going to
peace.
send our
Right.
sons to war,
Right.
and our sons are going
Right.
to
Tens of
they
thousands of
just sent
Marines are on their way
3,000
right now.
more Marines to the Gulf.
It's going to be fine. I think that's going to be totally fine.
When do we
my
stop?
God. And
When do we have to stop now? Now I understand it's so Democrats are fumbling it once again.
Yeah.
Because now we have liberal people like being pro-Iranian regime.
Democrats are
like that's not the answer to be pro the Iranian regime was evil, but there are
Right.
evil regimes all over the globe. You
Right.
ran on not being the police of the world,
Right.
and now we've deposed 3 leaders of other countries at least that we
Right.
know of so far.
And the Iranian regime is terrible, but in what way is leveling Tehran gonna stop the Iranian regime from killing their people? It was crazy whenever the protests
we're telling you guys to rise up.
right. Whenever the protesters were being killed, Trump was like, Iran, if you kill any more protesters, we're gonna bomb you.
We're gonna bomb you.
Like,
and then
you're not allowed to kill your people.
Then
we're only
gonna
allowed to kill
Hey,
people.
don't do that. We're gonna bomb this school,
Right.
and then
Full of 200 children.
we're gonna claim that Iran
with a Tomahawk
has
missile
Tomahawk missiles.
bombed their own school
We know every country that has
before
Tomahawk
they
missiles.
even started firing.
We know every country that has Tomahawk missiles. Iran has never been one of those countries.
Right.
The only country involved in this conflict that has Tomahawk missiles is the United States.
Which is why even Pete Hegseth is not
when they were
saying...
like Trump did it, and he was like, I think it was Iran. I mean, they're very inaccurate with their munitions, and Pete Hegseth was like, Ixnay on the inaccurate A, and they're like, Pete Hegseth, what do you think? He's like, it's still being investigated.
Right,
like,
we're
even
investigating it.
even the guy who's like, we're going back to a war-fighting ethos.
Right.
Watch
we're
me
gonna,
do
We're going to bomb them harder than we bombed any
1.5
country
pull-ups.
ever. 1.5 pull-ups. Watch me fake bench press 300 pounds or whatever. Did you see that clip? Of him bench pressing, and it's very obvious the weights are fake.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And also, let's break the arm of an actual Marine who's running for Congress.
Oh my
Who
God!
says
I hate
nobody
that
wants to
video.
fight for Israel. That's when I lived like in the Wyoming, Montana area, there was all these ads about Shady Sheehy. That's who they're. That's Tim Sheehy, the senator from Montana.
That's crazy.
From Montana that broke that guy's arm.
Yes, that was crazy. You can hear it like in that door frame. You can hear it snap.
When they're like, let go.
Ugh.
They are the ones who closed the door on his arm. He can't let go.
It's awful. It's an awful video. Go look it up.
Now there's such a fucking thing as the U.S.-Israel-Iran war.
Yes.
Because Israel now controls our foreign policy
and it's
so
crazy
much
that they're just saying that. Freaking Marco Rubio is like, well, Israel was going to bomb Iran, and then Iran would have bombed us, so we had to preemptively strike Iran.
Well, yeah, Marco Rubio said that, and then Trump's like, oh no, we knew that they were going to attack us. That's what happened. It was a preemptive attack against us that we had to attack them.
Right.
Which Netanyahu's talking points for the last 40 years.
Right.
There are 40 years of Netanyahu saying, Iran's days away from a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
Days away since I was born from a nuclear weapon. I've been hearing that this is the longest days I've ever experienced.
Yeah. And remember whenever they were days away from developing a nuclear weapon in last year in June?
And last year in June,
we obliterated their facility. And now we're going to send Marines in to dig up the rubble from the facilities that we leveled to pull the uranium out so that Iran can't use it to blow up to develop a nuclear weapon.
That sweet, sweet lemon pound cake uranium.
Yeah, pound cake. Colin Powell is at the UN with a tray of pound cake uranium.
Well, and that's what's so frustrating because the first election I voted in, I voted for George W. Bush.
Whoa.
As a person right out of high school, right into college. And then...
This is exactly what I thought would happen without Will.
And then we saw all of the lies about weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. That at the very least, there was more like front-loaded, hey, we think we have proof. I can understand how people might have been like cajoled or coerced into saying something or believing something they didn't believe. Now, none of it matters. This is so different from anything that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And when you say something like that, people like say, well, Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh, my God.
That just shows me that you don't actually think about what you're saying or what you believe. Right. It's just there is no morality connected to your actions anymore.
I trust dear leader.
You have bowed to the idol of power, and that's what's important to you. Right. If you support everything that this president does, you want power, and now you have it, and one day you're not going to have it, but now you have it, and that's what you're saying is the most important. It's not morality. It's not Trump doing what's the best thing for our country, because that's never happened. It's what you want for our country and what you think that this insane, idiotic person is going to do, because you know you can't defend the things that he says. Well, I don't like the things that he says, but the things that he does are pretty right.
You saw that clip of him talking about just taking Cuba?
He says that all the time. Let's take Cuba. He also said made a Pearl Harbor joke to the Japanese Prime Minister. God.
And you saw her say, like, I'll never go back to America again.
Yes.
Like, crazy.
Yes.
It is crazy. I posted that clip of him talking about, maybe I'll just take Cuba if I want to. And even, like, it's the Fox News guy, I can't remember his name, that is the White House press guy.
Steve Ducey's son.
Ducey. He's like,
it's the Fox 5 guy's son, or the Fox and Friends in the Morning.
Yeah, he literally is like, Trump is like, maybe I'll just take Cuba, and he's like, take Cuba? And he's like, yeah, we can take Cuba, why not? And so I took that clip and I posted it, and I was like, I talked about how the Bible has already condemned people who find solace in this kind of power, and I posted the quote from Daniel talking about the fourth beast with like iron teeth, like that's devouring the people of the world and like trampling them under their feet. Like that is literally like a spiritual level of I see that over there, I want it, and I'll take it. It is the Adam and Eve story of seeing and taking.
Right.
And people who find solace in that kind of power are literally like finding solace in the power of Antichrist. It is the opposite of Christian values.
Exactly what the early church was about, speaking truth to power.
Yes.
When Paul or other New Testament writers are talking about the power structures that exist, they are in no way talking about being married to them, being a part of
his Robert Mueller post.
Oh yeah, we can talk about his Robert Mueller. Did you see George W. Bush's Robert Mueller post? It was a praiseworthy.
No.
If you would have told 18-year-old me one day you would have longed for the days of George W. Bush,
oh my God,
I probably would have found a way to get off this planet right
the
there.
halcyon days of George W.
The salad days. Yeah, and Shannon, I was surprised that Trump even had the knowledge to make a Pearl Harbor joke, but let's see, it's because he was born in the 40s. Like, he was still hearing about Pearl Harbor as a child.
Right. Wild. You were saying something about Paul. I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I don't know if you want to go back to it. Paul, first century Christians were fighting against...
first century Christians were not ever advocating for the marriage of religion to power. It was always a small subset of the culture speaking truth to the rest of the culture. And there is no analog in New Testament Christianity for what has happened now. And yes, it might have started with the Imperium. It might have started with the marriage of Christianity to power with what became the Roman Catholic Church. But even then, that was something that Christians argued about, that there was this push and pull between how involved should Christians, and there have been sects of Christianity, SECTS,
right.
sects of Christianity, that have fought against that for the entirety of the Christian witness, that is totally against Christians occupying any position of power, any position of the state which has the authority to kill. That being anti-Christian now is mind-boggling to Republicans. They're looking at James Tallarico and saying this person is the Antichrist who's saying the most Christian things that any candidate has said in my lifetime.
Right.
Anyway.
It's insane. And that's why they're constantly getting killed. They're being martyred all the time because the way that Christianity manifested itself in their communities was a threat to systems of power that wanted to control and manipulate people for their own interests and own gain. And that's what Christianity should be, an enemy of those with power, not friend of. And yeah, it's scary to see. It's scary to see how many people are captured so much by Trump. But at the same time, I do think he's always going to have that 30% of the country that are just
when I understand
insane.
it, like Shannon said, wait, didn't you vote for? I was saying, like, who if you had told 18-year-old Kevin that he had been arguing for, like, for George Bush, he would have been like 18-year-old, even voting for George Bush. I wasn't like excited about voting for George Bush.
Yeah.
It was like the lesser of two evils to vote for George Bush at the time for me. And very quickly, I saw, after I voted for this person, I saw, well, this is insane.
Right.
And I'm not going to support this ever again in my life. And I felt this tremendous guilt, even as like a teenager and person in my early 20s, of like, is this something that resulted from my support? And I don't see, like, you see some of that in the news, but I haven't talked to a single person personally as a Trump supporter that's like, oh man, yeah, I regret some of the support that I've thrown this guy's way.
I've seen a couple of clips of that.
I've seen clips of it. Do you know anybody personally that said that to you?
No, but I don't have a whole lot of like connections with that 30% of the country. The first president I voted for was Joe Biden. No. Isn't that crazy? I can't imagine being excited to vote for any president in our lifetimes except for maybe Obama, just because of like the historical significance.
That was in my abstain phase, though.
Yeah,
which is valid. I don't like when people get on people for not voting.
Yeah,
it's a valid way, especially as a Christian response to the systems of power,
for sure,
to not engage in that way, but engage in another way. Join a political interest group, talk about things, go to protests, things like that. Which is all part of what you can do even when you don't vote. Not voting is not being part of the process. You can still be a part of the process, civic duty or whatever, however you want to claim that you are interacting. Now I think it's important to vote. I've voted in the past several elections, but back then, like, it was such a, like, people were viscerally, people that like care about me and love me were like viscerally mad at me for not voting, and I got to have a conversation with them. Like, hey, look, we don't have to choose the lesser of two evils. We are accepting the status quo of how things are when we say, okay, well, I don't really agree with everything, but I guess I'm going to give it a go with this person. And I understand that's what I'm doing now, but I do think there is some validity in abstaining from participating in systems that are evil in order to change systems that are evil.
Right.
Because there are ways that, of course, you can do that by voting as well. That's what I think is the right thing to do now.
Right.
But at the one time, I didn't think that way, and I think it's still valid to think that way for people who do.
Because lesser of two evil voting only gets you greater and greater evil for that lesser of two
Right.
evils. Like it just makes the system worse and worse and worse. And what you see now is our democratic system in America is completely unresponsive to what people want in our country. But you see at least the base of the Democratic Party really out of step with their elected officials, but now finally getting so vocal about we're not supporting this anymore. So stop putting these candidates up. And I feel like a lot of the recent elections have been big repudiations of
Yeah, but it hasn't.
status quo, Democratic Party establishment politics.
They haven't changed their.
I know. I think it's gonna be Newsom in 28 again,
crazy.
and
It's
that's
gonna be crazy.
terrifying.
People do live or die based on our voting decisions, but it's just different groups of people. I mean,
Yeah,
a certain group of people will die if you vote one way. Another group of people will die if you vote the other way. So that is an argument to make, but I just don't. I don't think that being a part of the process, especially in certain states, are not is not as impactful as joining a political interest group or a lobbying group or advocating on behalf of certain interests can be. And that was like political science professors have told me that my entire life. Like it will always be more effective to get involved politically in groups and organizations than it ever will
right,
to vote.
right. Voting is the least most the least of the most important things that you can do. Like it is an important thing, and it's really useful and definitely is meaningful. And I do completely understand the argument of lesser of two evil voting. And I think you should vote that way if you want to.
I didn't say that means
Oh, yeah.
Republicans mean
Republicans
more
are
people live.
monsters.
I think that
They're always
there's
monsters.
Certain people that die under Republican administrations, and there's certain people that die under Democratic
Right.
administrations. Obama vastly expanded
Oh my
our
gosh.
drone program, and
Yep.
so the way that people died under Obama was different from the way people died
and
under George Bush.
Expanded our border control, highly militarized our border more. Tom Homan, who is the border czar guy right now, started under Obama. Started the policy of child separation under Obama. So
I'm not trying to make,
but
we can have this conversation later, Shannon. I'm not trying to make I'm not saying that one is equivalent. I'm saying that they're different groups of people. I'm not saying that one is equivalent of another. So, and what your argument you're making is what Thomas just said is the lesser of two evils. I think so. Abstaining is admitting that they're both evil, and they can be different levels of evil. Lesser of two evils admits that, right? When you vote for the lesser of two evils, you're admitting, okay, well, they're both bad, but this one's less bad than this one. I still think that's true, but abstaining means that you're really admitting that both of them are bad in some way. In some way, both of them are bad, not in the same way. I'm not making an equivalency.
Well, I mean, both parties in our country only serve to the interests of capital, so they will
including
always be
the
bad.
Democratic Party.
But a content creator I like says that talks about how the differences between the parties are marginal, but for the people who are in those margins, it means the world. And
Sure, yeah.
Like genuinely, like more trans people die under Republican administrations than Democratic ones.
Correct.
More people of color die under Republican administrations than Democratic ones. And so, abstaining from voting is like giving way to allowing a Republican to be able to get into office. And so I do understand the argument of being like, think about, like, literally it will cause more trans people to die, but it is very much, in my opinion, and for me personally, I feel like it's focusing on short-term benefits for long-term, greater systemic corruption. Right. And it will, those trans people that are dying like right now are only going to die more and worse the more that we allow the system to continue as it continues today.
Yes. And I would only advocate like abstaining in order to be involved some other way. If you're not going to be involved in any way, we might as well just all move to the woods, which is also something that I think is a viable option. Let's all go to
the commune.
We need a better voting system. A proportional voting system would be great instead of a two-party system.
Get rid of the freaking electoral college, a parliamentary system. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We have to be done. We have to go watch a movie.
Watch a movie? What
Yes.
movie?
Hard to come, Mary? Why did you say it like that?
I know.
Okay. You said it like I said something incorrectly. Thanks everybody so much for watching. It's so nice to be able to talk about politics with people.
And without Will stopping us.
No, I love talking about politics with Will. But I do feel
Boo,
like
Will, you were here the whole time. You could have just been on the podcast.
Boo! I do
Boo!
like talking about politics with Will, but I feel like it makes him uncomfortable on the podcast sometimes.
Also, me and Shannon are fine. We weren't really arguing. Everything's fine.
Of course. But
She's
it is
texting me,
always
she's
really
sorry.
great. It is always really great to have conversations. It's just is so relieving to like the pent up frustration that I feel from staring into the void all week. So
Yeah.
we got to do this more often. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Appreciate you, buddies. Goodbye.
Bye, TikTok.
Not TikTok.